Hi again, Blue Jacket fans. I'm Jeff Rimmer, and welcome to Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health. We continue our summer series of Meet the New Blue Jackets, and today we visit with Adrian Aucoin. Adrian, first of all, welcome to Columbus. Your first impressions, albeit you've only been in town for, what, less than 24 hours?
It's been great. You know, we were lucky enough to meet some sponsors this morning, and we have a little fan festival tonight, so it's exciting times.
Now, I've watched you play through much of your hockey career, and you bring that leadership to the hockey club. You bring and possess from the right-handed side one of the hardest shots in the game, and certainly no stranger to Blue Jacket fans, spending some time in Chicago with the Blackhawks. You're going to bring some of that to Columbus and help what looks like a pretty highly thought of blue line.
I hope so. I mean, I think the blue line here is outstanding. We got some really good young guys, and then obviously even the top guys here are still young, and it's something I hope I can complement. You know, I think the team's going to get a lot better, and it's always something I look forward to as a challenge, and helping the young guys along the way will be exciting.
Now, when you were signed, immediately the talk was that you would provide leadership and help some of the younger players on the hockey club, particularly on the blue line. There's a young man by the name of Ryan Murray, second overall. Many thought he could have gone number 1 overall. Is that something that you look forward to doing, is maybe mentoring a young guy like Ryan Murray?
Well, I hope so, but I always look at the flip side and say a lot of times these guys are so good that they're the ones who helped me extend my career. It happened in Phoenix. We had some really good young defensemen, and I paired up really well with them. You know, I think a lot of the off-ice stuff I can help with, and on ice, just, you know, keeping the accountability and just being very consistent. But you know, they're real good players. They're there for a reason, and I don't think they'll have a problem. Now,
I got to think that before signing with the Blue Jackets, you might have made 1 or 2 calls to your now former teammates in Phoenix, because there's a few players on that hockey club that have an allegiance here to the Blue Jackets as former Blue Jackets. Did you do some of that, and what were some of the impressions?
You know what, I only talked to a few people before signing, and it was after signing when the phone calls started kind of pouring in and out. You know, obviously Ray Whitney loved his time here. Raffi Torres loved his time here. You know, I've always kept in touch with a lot of guys, but just knowing some of the players that played here, Luke Richardson, Scott LaChance, Andrew Castles, all these guys, all they ever talked about was how good Columbus was, the organization was, and it made it for a pretty easy decision.
Now, familiarity, having been, as I mentioned earlier, a former Blackhawk, did that help make the decision as well?
I think so. You know, we're from, my wife and myself are from Ottawa, and playing in Chicago, getting to know the Midwest was making for an easy decision as well. The transition coming back to the Midwest is something that we've always really, you know, thought about doing, regardless of during or after hockey. And we're very excited. We really love the Midwestern people, just the lifestyle, and you know, just the communities. It seems like people really look after each other here.
Now, your thoughts on the hockey club. Here's a team that many people expect a little more from. There's all kinds of talk about leadership, talks of improving. You talk to a new player like a Jack Johnson who comes late in the season, a Nick Foligno. There seems to be a prevailing feeling in the dressing room, at least, particularly with the finish, that this is a better hockey club than maybe the record indicates. Any thoughts?
Oh, the club's definitely better than the record indicates. I think last year's start to the season really put a wrench in it, you know, especially when you have a younger team. I think when you start losing a bunch of games in a row, whether it be by injury, bad luck, suspension, whatever, it's really tough to get the wins flowing back in. You start to question yourself, your abilities, your confidence. And at the end of the year, you know, especially coming from a team in Phoenix where Columbus gave us a couple good lickings last year, I know how good this team can be. So I think starting the season off on the right foot is going to be huge, and just knowing that with the parity in the league, any team can win.
Adrian Aucoin joining us here in our Meet the Blue Jackets, our summer presentation on Blue Jackets TV. I'm Jeff Rimmer. Thanks for joining us.